Hello GCSE biologists. In this video, I'm going to give you definitions for the key inheritance vocabulary. In all of biology, we do expect definitions to be learned accurately. So if you can get these drills in your head, they are really easy marks to pick up in the exam. It will also help you understand better, so you're able to tackle those application questions. I'm going to do this as a mind map. So I'm going to write inheritance in the middle of the page. And then coming off from that keyword, I will write the key vocabulary. The first word is gamete. Gametes are sex cells. These are also known as egg cells, sperm cells, and the one that students often don't know, pollen. Pollen is the male gamete in a plant. These gametes all have something in common. They all have only half the number of chromosomes, also known as the haploid number. Sometimes at school you may just learn one set of chromosomes, but if you're doing triple science, specific exam boards will require you to know that word, haploid. The gametes are produced during one of the types of cell division. Which one is it? Meiosis produces the gametes. So that's our first key word, gamete. Gametes are the sex cells. They're going to deliver genetic information. When they fuse, that's going to give us our zygote. Next key word, chromosome. A chromosome is actually made of one DNA molecule. So if an exam question says to you, which chemical is a chromosome made from? You say DNA. The chromosomes are found in the nucleus of a eukaryotic cell. And this diagram, you're probably very familiar of seeing chromosomes looking as X shapes. However, that is only how a chromosome looks after DNA has been replicated. The rest of the time, chromosomes are more likely to have this structure. So the process of DNA replication is what causes the chromosomes to have the X shape. Each chromosome has many genes, which I'm showing as these pink bars. Genes are found on chromosomes. Next keyword, gene. Gene is a word in which students feel they know what it means, but when they come to write the definition, it's not usually very accurate. A gene is a section of DNA. Most students are good with that, but then we need to carry on, which codes for the sequence of amino acids in A. And there's two answers here. We can say polypeptide, or we can use the word protein. A polypeptide is a chain of amino acids. For example, amino acid, amino acid, amino acid. So all of these are then going to be joined together. And when they are joined together, that's called a polypeptide. The polypeptide will then fold up to become a protein. Next keyword, allele. Alleles are different versions of a gene. A slightly different variation of this definition, alternative version of a gene. Both are correct. Most genes have two alleles. In lessons, you may have talked about the gene for eye colour and the different alleles of blue or brown. We represent the blue with a lowercase b and the brown with a capital B. So these different versions of blue and brown are the alleles. Another example you may have heard of is tongue rolling. Tongue rolling has two alleles, can roll your tongue and cannot roll your tongue, which we represent with capital T and lowercase t. Next keyword, dominant. We describe alleles as being dominant or recessive. Dominant alleles are always expressed in the phenotype. I haven't got to the word phenotype yet, but in basic terms, the phenotype are the characteristics that you're able to observe in an organism. There is a bit more to it, but at this stage, that's enough. Dominant alleles are always expressed in the phenotype, whereas recessive alleles are only expressed in the phenotype if there are two copies, or if there is no dominant allele. It's only expressed in the phenotype if there are two copies. So when I spoke about alleles, for example, blue and brown eyes, the lowercase b is called recessive, whereas the capital B is called dominant. Next keyword, homozygous. Homozygous means the two alleles that you have are the same as each other. Both alleles are the same. An alternative version of this definition is to say two identical alleles. Both definitions are correct. So homozygous example would be to have two capital B's or two lowercase b's. Homozygous meaning both alleles are the same. So the opposite of this word, where both alleles are different, we would say heterozygous. Two different alleles. Example, capital B, lowercase b. Heterozygous. Genotype. I've just about got space for the last two words. Genotype is the combination of alleles that an organism possesses. The alleles an organism. I'm going to write has because it's a bit shorter for me to fit into that space. So in my example of two capital B's, capital B and a lowercase b, that is the genotype, or two lowercase b's, the genotype. It's whichever alleles an organism has. Our final key word, phenotype. The phenotype is the expression of the genotype. For example, if an organism has the genotype capital B lowercase b, how will the organism look in terms of eye colour? They would have brown eyes because brown is dominant. So the genotype would be capital B lowercase b, but the phenotype would be brown eyes. So the simple version of the phenotype definition is the observable characteristics. However, that's only true to some extent because there are lots of features we have that you can't see. So that's why observable characteristics is not that accurate. It is better to say the expression of the genotype. The phenotype is also affected by your environment. Your genes and your environment work together to decide your phenotype. But at this stage, GCSE, the expression of the genotype is fine for a definition. Learn these definitions accurately, then have a go at drawing the Punnett squares and doing practice questions. I hope you found this video helpful. Please leave a comment down below and subscribe to my channel. Let me know if there are any other videos you would like me to make. Bye!